First, let me say how great it is to be on a winning team. A team inspired by a sense of purpose where leadership matters. Yes, leadership matters, and the type of leader is Frondell Jerome Stewart and not Owen Seymour Arthur. I believe tonight is going to be a good night. Barbadians have reported for duty and responded to the call of the Democratic Labour Party. We are part of a process that is not reckless nor lawless. We ask you to stay put and vote Dems again. The Democratic Labour Party has assembled a team of very powerful and committed people. We understand that this election is about people and not power. All election campaigns are about communication. This party, my party, the party of the people, has been on message. Our message is one of performance. This party has delivered despite the times. Yet, we have noise coming from the other side of doom and despair. A campaign designed to hoodwink the voter and to cause fear and panic. A campaign fashioned to gain access to the taxpayer's purse. But we have seen through the smoke screen and the mirrors. Let us not forget, it was Arthur who announced his 15-point plan to privatize state assets. This belief in privatization was so strongly defended that the Barbados Labour Party held a road trip called People's Forum to seek to explain to Barbadians what privatization means. Look, let me explain to Barbados what privatization means. It means job losses, and more job losses. Which right-thinking investor will take leave of his capital to purchase a state asset and keep jobs for the sake of keeping jobs? It doesn't work that way. According to the BLP, a full-blown state asset sale is on if they are ever elected again. On the 20th of July 2012, the photoshopped leader of the Barbados Labour Party, Owen Arthur, suggested to Barbados, and I quote, "The government of Barbados' investment in areas important to any country's development and the advancement of its citizens such as education and healthcare are what help drive this nation forward. But there comes a time when these resources must be cut back by the state." This is what we will be prosecuting the Barbados Labour Party on: the unbridled attack on our social systems. Yes, the Arthur-led group intends to dismantle this country's proud record of looking after people. According to them, we must pay for health care and education. That is why in this election, my job will be to remind Barbadians about the issues that led the Barbadian voter to support the Democratic Labour Party. 5 years ago, the people of Barbados went to the polls and sent a clear message to the Barbados Labour Party. 5 years later, the Barbados Labour Party has photoshopped their portraits, reopened their constituency offices, rediscovered poor people, and started to pollute the air with their noise. Can you imagine what a BLP team could be telling Barbadians 5 years later? Can anyone tell me what would Joseph Atherley be telling the people of St. Michael West 5 years later? That is why I say, man to man, Michael Carrington is a better man than Atherley. And that is why I am happy tonight to ask for your support for Michael Carrington as we have pitched our platform in his constituency. Next to him is Patrick Todd. And again I say, man to man, Patrick Todd is a better man than Bostic. A bunch of recycled candidates that Bees Bottling would probably reject. Yet, without appreciation for the feelings of the electorate, they have re-emerged in a most pretentious way. And what is their mission on this occasion? To get their hands on the purse of taxpayers. Think, Barbados, there is nothing new coming from the other side. Barbados must re-examine the BLP, a party that has not shed a single political tear or even altered its outlook. The current batch of reused and recycled candidates must tell the people of Barbados what is so different about their BLP. A divided institution hell-bent on power. That party has the same leader that drove the Barbados economy into the ground. The same leader who led a very nasty and unprovoked attack on the then female candidate in St. John and now the current MP. You know, it was not my intention to speak on this matter, or on the one from which I have plenty feedback regarding the comments made by a Mr. Lynch at a meeting in Heroes Square. My only retort is that my husband, my late husband, may be physically dead. But tonight I say there are elements on the other side that are morally dead. Barbados, you know what you have. The BLP party still has Glenn Clark and George Payne, who were part of a team that contributed to the 3S fiasco, which now sits on the backs of taxpayers. An activity that put Barbados on the map in terms of project management. They started a project with only concept drawings and then tried to legitimize their illegal action. And let us not forget the never-used $40 million landfill located in St. Andrew that has become an aerial tourist attraction for planes that soar across our skies. And then there is Dale Marshall, who suffers from an ailment that prevents him from knowing the difference between US dollars and Barbados dollars. There can be no doubt the energy and passion that Dennis Holder has brought to the campaign. It is fantastic. I have listened to him and I've walked in St. Joseph, and I tell you tonight, Barbados, man to man, Dennis Holder is a better man than Dale Marshall. The facts are all very clear. The reasons the Barbados Labour Party was voted out of office and the DLP given a vote of confidence are still all present. Noah Lynch, Dale Marshall, Glenn Clark, George Payne. Need I continue? Let me zero in on one of the most telling reasons. They almost can't disregard that the leadership of the Barbados Labour Party has towards the females of the party continues to amaze and disgust me. I have already spoken about the attack on my person during the St. John by-election. with respect to Mia's friend Cynthia, I have sat in Parliament and noticed how uncomfortable the honourable member for St. Thomas becomes whenever she hears the name Owen Arthur. I don't even think she realizes how her entire person goes through a change. One can almost sense the contempt towards Arthur. After all, it was the leadership who described the member for St. Thomas as a dilapidated chattel house sitting on prime real estate property. The consistent public insult of the female members of the BLP is shocking and it is uncalled for. But that's how Arthur treats his female colleagues, and that is what they clearly accept, all in the name of power. I know I saw two lovebirds sitting next to each other on a bus. Mia squeezing Owen on a seat, pretending to smile for the photo op. Now, how many of you truly believe that Arthur and Mia have made up? Let me tell you, I, Mara Thompson, do not believe that Mia and Arthur are any closer. This occasion was no less horrifying when Arthur mounted the famous On the Hill interview in response to the continual internal squabble between himself and Mia. The comments made on the occasion of the interview continue to rest in my mind as one of the harshest public tongue lashings. I have taken the time to highlight these gender-bashing issues as I seek to contextualize the reasons why the Barbados Labour Party was voted out and the Arthur style of leadership rejected. Barbados, for love of country, vote Dems. There can be no doubt that the Frundle-Stewart-led Democratic Labour Party has responded and has been accepted by dear loving people of Barbados. At no time have any of us sitting here on this platform ever heard our current leader, the Honourable Frundle-Stewart, admonish any of his female team members publicly. Think, Barbados, there is nothing different about the recycled leadership of the BLP. This election is about people, not power. Barbados, vote Dems again. God bless and good night.
I got a feeling.